Hey guys, my name is JustJarrod, and welcome to a video. We're gonna talk about the alien races and the languages in No Man's Sky, because there was a lot thrown at us with the new gameplay and the new information. There was a bunch to just spread around to the community to show everybody what is what, and there were so many different people played the game and gave us different experiences and stuff like that. And I just want to go over some of the stuff I learned looking more in depth into the people who played the game and what they said about it. So, first things off, before this whole huge news release about alien races and all this other stuff, we thought that there were factions in the game, and these factions, that's all we knew they were factions, and you can gain reputation with them. These factions are the alien races, confirmed. Sean Murray says that they didn't release this information beforehand because they didn't feel comfortable with how the factions were building up, and they changed some things around, and then they released it to the public because they felt more comfortable with how it felt in the game world to have alien races. And that is the factions. Factions are the alien races. So there's not factions and alien races. They're one and the same. So alien races are the factions. Now, about how many alien races there are. I thought that maybe alien races would be procedurally generated, but then once they talked about the language and how many different languages there are and you have to learn them all, that probably isn't the case. And the only reason because having a procedurally generated language would seem really tough, even though they've already done mind-blowing things. That would be hard to format a procedurally generated language for multiple species. Now, it's been talked about how many races there are, and this is kind of like a questionable thing. Multiple articles online say different things. There is a quote from Sean Murray. He says there are a bunch of different races in No Man's Sky. A bunch means 4, okay? A couple is 2, a few is 3, a bunch is 4 or more, alright? If we're going literal terms. A bunch of different races. Now, the one we were shown or talked to about, the humanoid, Korvax race that everybody was talking about when the new gameplay launched. The Korvax race is humanoid and they're like scientists. Now, that was the only one that was ever really spoken about. Now, I've done some digging online, and there's 2 more races that were talked about and were seen, but there's a lot of mixed stuff. I don't really know. This is all me getting information online. Some of it has to be real. Alright, so another race that I saw was called the Korath. Now, it sounds a lot like Korvax, so it might be one and the same, and people just might have confused the pronunciation or the spelling. So we already know Korvax, which is humanoid. Korath supposedly looks like the lead character from Dead Space, which is kind of humanoid. I mean, he's a humanoid. He just wears a suit of armor or whatever. I don't really know much about Dead Space, but I'll put a picture up for you guys. So Korvax and Korath, since they sound the same, and the character kind of looks humanoid both ways, they might be one and the same race. I'm not sure. They could be 2 separate races. But I figured if they only have 3 races, why would they make 2 of them sound exactly the same? And the reason I say 3 races is because there's rumors that there's only 3 races in the whole game, and that doesn't seem correct, because 18 quintillion planets and only have 3 races, and even though Sean Murray says that it'll take hours and hours and hours for you to decipher one language, I still don't believe there would only be 3 races in a huge universe. That just seems stupid to me. Truthfully, it seems stupid. 3 races, huge universe, doesn't make sense. There's going to be a lot of races, and like Sean Murray says, he says in a quote, a bunch of different races in No Man's Sky. That's at an article at Polygon. So I have, Polygon's a pretty good source. This other website I got, it was just some kind of off thing, but they played the game, so I mean, I'm assuming they know something. So also another race that was talked about was called the Gez, G-E-Z, Gez, which are short, 2-legged walking birds with huge beaks. So that takes away the thought that all alien races would be humanoid, because there was questions online that I saw about that, if all of them were going to be humanoid. But I knew that they couldn't do that, because if they have procedurally generated, the world is wacky as it is, there's going to be like weird, crazy alien races. So, huge beaked birds with 2 legs that are short, okay, called the Gez. But then again, I heard another race name called the Gek, G-E-K, which sounds familiar to the Gez. So people are either getting their facts or pronunciations misstepped somewhere. But, so that's Korath, Korvax, Gez, Gek, some of them. There's the names. I don't really know if Korvax and Korath are the same. I'm assuming they are. And Gez and Gek are probably the same as well. But there you go. Gez and Korath. 2 new races that I just read about today, just digging around the internet. So that's the stuff I learned. Now also, since Sean Murray said hours and hours it'll take for a single language to be completely learned, and he also talked about that, something else I learned, that they made this language for the game, not for like people to speak in real life. So it's a language where basically it is one of their words. Like when we learn a word, just an English word, it'll just replace an alien word. Like there's no grammar, there's no syntax that's like mixed up. It's like word for word replacement. No like crazy thing that you can actually speak in real life. It's just for the game and for the game mechanic that they've implemented. So saying that, there is one specific language that Sean Murray says, there's one specific language that is really difficult to decipher, and he says probably the only way someone will completely learn the language is to work together online, like forums or whatever, which is pretty sweet to have to actually, get together with other people just to learn an alien language. So he does say one specific language will be very tough to solve. So that's very interesting. That'll be cool. There's got to be more than 3 races. It does not make sense for this huge 18 quintillion sized planet-scaled planet game to have only 3 races. That would surprise me, truthfully. The amount of work that Hello Games would put into this game to begin with, and then only put 3 races in it, I definitely do not think they will be doing that. Plus, they talked about they've been working on factions for a while. We just didn't know that factions meant NPCs, because they didn't release that information. So they've been working on it this long. I do not think that there would only be 3. And then one more thing before I go, all the dialogue as well is not procedurally generated. They're not trying to create like a story between the character and the alien. It's just the dialogue is set. It's not procedural, so you might see the same things, but you won't be able to know if they're what they are until you learn the language anyways. And every alien race supposedly acts differently, does different things. There's a bunch to these alien races, and there's got to be more than 3. That's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I didn't hear anybody else like on YouTube really mentioning these different races and this other more detailed information, so that's why I wanted to go over it with you guys. But thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up for me. Comment, let me know what you think about the alien races, how many you think there would be, just what you think in general about the whole game mechanic of alien races, because I am definitely for it, all for it, because it sounds awesome. This game already sounded awesome. It just sounds 150% more awesome now. But once again, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm gonna have a video up about like ships. I want to do a video just totally focused on ships and different ships in the game, just because that's a thing I want to do just in my like not a new video. Like I've been focusing on new news and stuff like that. It's kind of died down. I found this stuff earlier today and didn't expect to read it or find it out, so that's why I decided to do a video. But I want to do a more off-setting video where it's not just about news that just is released or that speculation that I found online. I want to go through and look at all the different ships and talk about all the ships that have been shown off and see which ones my like everybody's favorites are. So that seems like a cool thing that I'll do. But thank you guys. That was a long outro for watching this video. Make sure to check out my last video where I talk about the PC requirements and the pre-order bonuses both for PC and PS4, and to check out my gameplay update video where it shows all the new gameplay, all of it. Those will be linked in the outro, guys. So thank you guys for watching. My name has been JustJarrod. Subscribe for more No Man's Sky news and just random stuff about the game. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.